Pixlr.com is an online platform for editing images. When you go to Pixlr.com, you're prompted with three choices: Pixlr Editor, Pixlr Express, and Pixlr-O-Matic. Pixlr-O-Matic is like filters that you might see on Instagram. There are three options inside of there to change up the filters. You work with one image at a time. You might add frames, you might adjust the color, you might add effects such as sparkles. It's very quick click. Pixlr Express allows you a few more options. You do have filters inside of there, but you might add text. You might do a collage. This is a great option if you're looking to do a collage of before and after, or 9 pictures that are framed together. Pixlr Editor has the most options. You're able to work with more than one picture at a time very easily. It has editing tools, menus, similar to Photoshop or another platform that you might use. I'm going to launch this editor now. It's the most robust of your options. Once you're inside, it gives you prompts you. Do you want to create a new image? Do you want to open an image from your computer, such as a photograph that you had taken and downloaded? I'm going to create a new image, and here I get to name it. I'm going to name it Practice. This will later become my file name, which you could change later if you wanted. The presets, I get to choose a preset size, or I can make adjustments to my size. Here I can make adjustments to the size by sliding or typing in the numbers, keeping in mind that this dimension is in pixels, which is smaller than inches. They're very, very tiny dots, so you want to keep that in mind whenever you're choosing your size. I'm going to choose transparent as my background and click OK. In most image editing platforms, transparency is noted as gray and white checkerboard. This means that if you were to save the image, it will be filled in with white. If you were to print the image, that would not print. If I save it as a JPEG, it fills it in with white. If I were to save it as a GIF file, it would fill it in with a clear, and you'll be able to see the background of a web page behind it. Over here we have palettes or windows. Here we have various tools that you can pick up by clicking on it. Notice that when I click on a tool up at the top, these options change. We have an options bar, and when I click on my paintbrush tool, for example, I have brush size, opacity, which is whether or not I can see through the paint, quote unquote, that it's putting down. It's really going to put down pixels, but when I click on these other options, these other tools, the options are going to change. I'm going to grab my layers palette. I'm going to expand it so that it is a little larger, and I'm going to create more than one layer. The layer is like a piece of transparent paper or clear paper that I can put objects on, and then I can make adjustments to it. So on this top layer, I'm going to put a red circle. I double-clicked there to be able to change the name. And over here, I have my paintbrush, clicked on it, same as picking it up. And then over here, I'm going to change my color. When I click in here, it opens a window. I have some color options up here. I'm going to leave it in this one. As I move around, that changes my hue. As I move within this smaller diamond shape, I can change my value, making it lighter, darker, creating a tone or a shade, making it more saturated. Right here I can see the previous color, so if I were trying to compare it to my previous color, that's going to be the top. The bottom is the current color, the color I'm selecting, and then beneath it are similar colors within the same, would it be within the same family. I'm going to click OK, and then I can paint. This is fairly small. It's a little smaller than what I want it to be. And oh no, I picked this orange color, and I was going to make it a red circle. So I'm going to go to Edit, Undo. That's going to get rid of the thing that you just did. If you would like to go back further, you can always use keyboard shortcuts that you might use in other programs. Control Z is going to be the same as Edit, Undo, but if you press Control, Alt, and Z at the same time, it will keep stepping backwards further and further. over here is the history menu, and you can keep going backwards further and further. It will add, each time you do something in here, it's going to add another little item to the list, and you can move up and down that list to go further backwards. So let's change it to a nice red. Click OK, and I don't want to scribble this forever, so I'm going to go up here to my options. I'm going to get a nice hard edge, and I'm going to adjust my diameter by sliding this. Again, you can type in here or slide it. And then I'm going to move my mouse over. I can see sort of the size. That's a good size. If I moved it down, I can see this size is a little smaller when I move it over top of my canvas. Nice red circle, that works. Now I'm going to go to my layer 0. Each of these items I want to be on a separate layer. I'm going to type in green triangle, and I want to draw a green triangle. This checkbox will make things visible or invisible. It's not gone, it's just hiding from us. So if I uncheck it, now I'm working on this bottom layer. It's blue, so it's my active layer. It's the one that I'm going to make adjustments to. Click in this box. I'm going to choose green. I think I want a slightly darker green. Click OK. This is too big for me to draw a triangle with, so I'm going to change its size, make it a little bit smaller. This looks better, and then I'm just going to draw myself a nice triangle. Filling it in. Now, if I were to turn on my red circle, it looks like my red circle is blocking out that green triangle. The red layer is above the green layer, which means that it is going to block it out. I can change this order by clicking on it, holding down my mouse, and dragging it below. Now the green layer looks like it is on the red layer. If I get my move tool, I can click on an item, like the green triangle, use my move tool, and move it around. If I want to move my red circle, I will click on this layer with the red circle and make it active, and move it around. Now, I'm going to take a break, and we'll come back.